welcome back to another episode of Rumor Has It. This is my favorite five. Every week I like to bring this to you. And this is comicbookinvest.com. And I'm going to look at some books. Guys, this is one of those weird weeks where I like a whole lot of books. And I'm not sure if I'll even go buy any of them, but I like a whole lot of books. And if I can find them for the right price, I might end up buying a lot of books. So there's some really great ones coming out. Some of them, they've been out for a while as far as the covers, and so people have already lined up to buy them. First one sort of like that it's not even my five, but you got to mention is this Speed Metal, the Peachman Vocal cover. She released the images. It feels like midway through the quarantine, the images were released. So stores have lined up and they bought it. And I've see them listed for $80 and $75 and $50 and $35. Who knows how little they'll be the next day. I think they're the Virgin cover as well, so it's definitely one to check out. But there was one for $25 is the one. If you can grab it, I would grab it for ratio, probably a little bit less. I like the cover. I think it's a fun cover. So that's one to check out. But that's not even in my five, just because it's Momoko. We talk about it every week, and it's all this death metal stuff, and I'm just not high on it. Just because it's not that I like. It doesn't mean it's not good to spec on. Book, the cover that just blew me away when I saw it. I can't really explain why it blew me away, but it just blew me away when I saw it. And this is this Skull Digger and Skeleton Boy number 4. It's the regular A cover, but just something about the look of it, the feel. I just loved it. This little run by Lemire where he's covering these characters from his Black Hammer world. These guys are awesome. Every cover that's come out has been amazing, and I've tried to buy every cover that's come out because they've just been fabulous. Whether or not there's spec value in there, who knows? The covers are just great. This could be one of those things that, depending on the print runs, especially in these later issues, there could be some value had there. But this is a fabulous cover. The B cover is great as well. That's the hard thing for me. Is like I like both of them, but this A cover just hit me, and I was like, I got to get it. So I've already got my eye on a couple and trying to decide if I'm going to go to my store or if I'm going to just get it. Next two are I'm combining the two. There's two Spider-Man 1 for 25 variants coming out. Spiderman Noir issue 4 has one. It's a Duncan Chevley cover. Man, Devlin Chevley. Sorry, I love his style. I've loved him since he did Moon Knight with Warren Ellis back 3 Moon Knights ago. Gorgeous covers. Like a lot of his style, a lot of his covers, and this is an R. The last one blew up. It went from being you probably bought for $30 when it came out, even though it's a 1 for $25, and now it's a $45 to $75 variant. It's the number 3. I did pick up one of those. I loved it. I might try to track this one down as well. There's also another Spider-Man that's stinking J.J. Abrams and his son little thing they did. We've had 3 months? Make that. Maybe since before the pandemic, the last issue came out. Hasn't been too long, and we can't blame. This is not being blamed on the pandemic. This is being blamed on I do movies, I do all this other stuff. I haven't had a chance to finish writing, so they haven't finished the issue. So 3 or 4 is finally coming out, and I mean it's just one of those things. Can you stay with it? The story's interesting to me just because but at the same time, how many Spider-Man characters can we have? Benji, Ben, May. I mean, how many other different ones can there come out? But man, Spider-Man characters are hot. So maybe this one does have some value. I like the Pacelli cover. I've liked her style. I loved her when she did early Miles Morales with Bendis. So I love these 1 for 25s, and I do try to pick them up if I can. I think I have the first and maybe all 3 of the ones so far. Next book we're going to sort of look at. I know it's stupid. This True Believers, X-Men Saturnine, number 1. Why do I care about a dollar book, a True Believers book? Well, because it's a reprint of a book that came out in the UK. This is Captain Britain's Marvel Super Special issue or whatever, and it's a reprint. I mean, you can find them in trades, but it's not like this was reprinted in the States. So it's sort of a cool book to have to pick up, and just it's $1. Some of these dollar books become $10 books. So I mean, it might be a fun little spec thing, but I hadn't seen this yet where they did a reprint for a True Believers thing out of a UK one. But that's sort of a cool. So I think it's sort of fun to have. Then of course you have Venom 28. Do we finally get to know the origins of Codex and Virus? And I think the answer is yes. And yes, I don't want to be a spoiler person, but several other sites have already been spoilers. But it's sort of cool. It's whether or not there's value in there, I don't know. I mean, so many store variants. These Venom books, they sell, and I don't understand why, because there's so many different variants out there. There's so many different store exclusives. And do they have the value? Can they maintain the value past this little year window that we have where it's just ridiculous books that are selling? But there's a 1 for 100 Stegman cover. It's not too bad. I don't know if it'll be like the one that came out before, but if you can get for half ratio, anytime you get a 1 for 100 for half ratio, it's worth it. Especially, and if you don't believe in it, you want to wait 2 years, it might be a $10 book. You never know. But it's a pretty good cover. It's a black and white of the main cover. So, and then finally the X of Swords creation #1. This is the beginning of the X of Swords story. There's lots of different covers. There's these 1 per store and 2 per store covers. There's B covers. There's different store variants that are out there. There's a Mark Brooks 1 for 100. There's all these different ones out there. Choose the one you like the best. And I think Momoko has a store variant, and just go with it. It could be an interesting story. I do like some of these the characters they released that came out with the Free Comic Day book, so it might be worth checking out. But once again, guys, rumor has it this is my favorite 5. Hopefully you liked it.